We saw a few sin bins as well, but there was one moment in particular that caught your eye. Was it to do with the hip drop?
The Nat Butcher. Look, I think players can get better at this, but I do think that there's a natural movement of the body when a player half makes a line break, you either hold on or you let go. And Nat Butcher's decided to hold on. And that just naturally you find yourself in that position. Look, I think players
think about it there.
In no time.
Yeah.
It's when there's a second movement. I think that's a really tough one. He's going to be sitting on the sideline for a week or two.
He got a week. Yeah, he got 1 week.
So look, with this hit drop, if the game wants to be serious about it, there's 12 a game. There's at least 12 a game that I see. So the only time we're actually suspending people is when the player stays down. It's the new crusher. Oh, my neck. Niukora didn't go off the field then. So I think we've got to be really careful that we don't just react to the players on the ground. Here's a couple here.
Well, how do they change it, Bill?
Rayleigh sits down in that tackle, gets up, play the ball, and then the next tackle, there's another hip drop. Like I don't want these players to be sitting out, but that's a hip drop.
Yeah,
like there's no suspension, there's no penalty, because the player gets up and plays the ball. Look, I think the players can get better at this and train it, but there's no difference to that. Like,
no, they don't. They're a dangerous tackle.
So if you watch the game intently, you will find 12 a game. We've got to be careful. I don't think players should be sitting out. Find them and help them get it out of the game, but there are elements to it that are a part of the game. When there's a half break, like the Nat Butcher one, he shouldn't be sitting on the sideline for that.
Well, there's a technique flaw then. Whether it's an offshoot of all the wrestling, but I don't remember these tackles being around 15, 20, 30 years ago.
You know what?
There is the technique of defending has changed with the wrestling, the jiu-jitsu movements.
Yeah.
How do you change your technique to stop them?
I just don't think they're highlighted. I think if you go back and look at a game 20 years ago or 15 years ago, you will find...
Do you think they're still there, yeah?
I think they're still there, especially the ones where they half make a line break and they're just trying to get the player down. I don't think any player intentionally goes and tries to sit on someone else's leg and hurt them. I don't think there's an intention to it. So I think the harsh penalty is we're taking players out of our game. And like I said, if you police everyone, you'll have no players left.
Because it was interesting, Freddie, we actually spoke to one of the NRL officials on the sideline at Four Pines on Friday night about the Trent Liero one and the difference in what was classified as careless.
Careless and reckless. He said, so it's a bit what Billy's talking about is, you know, you can go in there with cruel intentions and come down heavy on someone and, you know, they know that it hurts people. You can see here Olakau'atu actually gives in to the tackle. So I think that's a lot... You know, helps Liero from the fact is that he doesn't do any damage. See, Olakau'atu just drop his legs in, drop his body weight. And he said there's the reckless ones where they're coming down on the back of their legs and, you know, I think it increases the chance of injury by far.
How do you see a way in getting it out of the game?
I think keep penalising it, keep sin binning. I think sitting weeks out, like looking at Nat Butcher's one, I don't think he could have done much. That is total careless or less. If there's something less than careless, that was that one. That was just desperate, really. But I think even Liero, he had more time in the position than Nat Butcher. Nat Butcher's basically had no time at all, while Liero had time there, grabbed him and moved with him a little bit. I feel like the more time you're in there, the more time you've got to think about what you're going to do.
Yeah, well, the debate continues. Hip drops is a hot topic in the game at the moment.